It is. Oh, you know what time it is. It's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show here in the Mothership, which is Studio 22. The Puppet Master Mark driving us into the nether regions. That's all, folks. The nether regions of the coronavirus. It may be the end of the world as we know it. Who knows? Candice, the queen of the Ethiopians, of course, being over there, sitting there, lovely as ever, in front of Herbert the silent deer with the same face of shock he made when the COVID virus got him. Party foul Steve hanging out at the pub, as always. Wave to everyone, Steve.
So Herbert the deer has now contracted the coronavirus?
Well, he's dead.
Right.
He's dead. I don't know. But I'm not going to go kissing him either. 24 hours have come and gone since our last episode, and the world is still crazy. I want you to put your hands together and welcome yourselves back to the Chad Prather Show. And as always, we're still quarantined here in Studio 22, bringing you the hardest-hitting headlines, cutting out the bull and shooting the shit with one another overnight. The Democrats once again are blocking the coronavirus bailout until elements of the Green New Deal, yeah, I said it, are added. Who's trying to politicize COVID-19 now, Nancy Pelosi? Non-essential surgeries have been canceled across the country as right-to-choose activists are worried about access to abortion during this troubling time. That's where their heads are, folks, crying over the amount of deaths in America that could be faced at the hands of the COVID-19 while permitting you to kill your own child out of convenience and, yes, inconvenient pregnancies. All the while, those evil, evil billionaires out there that we have been warned about are working to employ more and more unemployed Americans. Companies like Amazon, CVS, Walmart, and Pizza Hut are hiring people like crazy. Elon Musk has converted a Tesla factory along with other companies like Ford and GM to help mass produce ventilators, dropping 1,000 new ventilators off at a California hospital just yesterday. Airlines across the country are looking to stop air travel entirely because of the fear of an insufficient number of air traffic controllers. The movie box office, for the first time in history, folks, has reported no earnings over the weekend. And where in the hell is Dr. Tony Fauci? The doctor behind the White House coronavirus task force hasn't been at the daily Rona briefings for 2 days. That's after he told reporters that he was having to explain things to President Trump upwards of 4 times in order for him to understand it. Strange, strange times in America. And unfortunately, we're not in the clear just yet. How are you holding up? We're going to find out on today's Chad Prather Show. Hang tight. Hey, we've all got an idea of what our dream job looks like, but someone isn't just going to hand it to you. Odds are you'll need at least a bachelor's degree to make that dream a reality, and I know it's hard to go back to school while you're working. That's why you're going to love Ashford University. It's a perfect time for this. Ashford University's online bachelor's and master's degree programs allow you to learn on a convenient and flexible schedule. You can study wherever you're most comfortable learning. Hey, listen, enroll in just one 6-week course at Ashford is going to make you a full-time student. And if you're stuck at home right now with these lockdown orders, now's the perfect time to invest in you. You can pursue the master's or bachelor's degree you have always wanted in programs like business administration, healthcare administration, and psychology, just to name a few. The SAT, GRE, GMAT, and other standardized test scores, they're not required for enrollment at Ashford University, and Ashford University is accredited by WASC, Senior College and University Commission. So get on the road to earning your degree and make your dream job a reality. There's no fee to apply at ashford.edu/watchchad. That's ashford.edu/watchchad for no fee to apply. Go to ashford.edu/watchchad. That's not the COVID, people. It's just me trying to breathe. Hey, listen, I want to remind everybody, go to where music is offered. You can get He's Still Your President. Even in these trying times, he is still your president. Ryan Weaver and I came out with this little beauty right here a couple of weeks ago. And CJ Engelstad and I have a single that is about to be released here in the next week called Quarantine Life. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be a lot of fun for you. Party Foul Steve sitting over there in the pub. Steve, any symptoms yet of the COVID-19 in your house?
I woke up with a headache this morning.
That ain't one of the symptoms.
It's not?
I don't think so. No. Trying times. Somebody said, Chad, you have got to stop making light of this. People are dying. You're right. We'll be serious so people won't die. If we would just be serious, it would stem the contraction rate of corona. How dare we find humor in these days? Laugh. Find that emotion. That emotion is off limits, Candice. Do not find humor in anything. Well, as long as people are out there doing stupid stuff, Steve, we're going to find humor in it.
Plenty of people doing stupid stuff, so...
And there is some stupid stuff being done that's sad. Like you saw the kid in New York who tested positive and then decided it was a good idea to go to the Walmart and walk around doing a Facebook Live video, bragging about having it and being out in public. Well, he's in jail now.
Good.
He's probably
a quarantine in jail, or does he have a cellmate?
He probably, who knows? He's probably, I mean, I don't know, man. There's a lot of questions that come to my head about that. Yeah. I had a lady, I've got my quarantine 15. It looks like my face is giving birth to a whole new face. It's fantastic. It's just great. Stepped on the scales today, and they said, get off.
You had someone online yesterday tell you you gained weight?
No, she said it this morning.
Oh,
Someone's gained weight. I said, well, somebody doesn't get invited back to the family reunions.
I can't believe people just get on there and say that.
Oh, they do. But if you said it, it'd be fat shaming.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm actually owning this weight gain. I shaved so you guys could see it better. I had my mustache last night while Chad sings songs horribly to Jade, and we sang, I saw a tiger, now I understand. I saw a tiger, and a tiger saw a man.
Did you have like
Joe
a little
Exotic
porn stash?
Yeah, I have my little mustache and my little soul patch right here.
Oh, nice. So you were trying to look like him as well.
Well, I was going to do the Fu Manchu whole thing like Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that was just too creepy.
Should have broke out your wig that you use for Trigger DeBose.
Oh, I got surprises coming.
I'm sure Trigger's like cousins with Joe.
Exactly. I've got some surprise videos coming. And then we have people who just they can't give us 45 minutes. Chad, I can't watch. I don't have 45 minutes to give you to watch your show. I want your tidbits from the truck. Okay. Whatever. Everybody has an opinion. And several of our friends texted me and said, please, God, shave that mustache off.
That's funny.
See, that's the difference between me and you. That's and I'm not you, Steve. I always look at you when I say that. The me and you. See, that's the difference between Party Foul Steve and you and me and you is we're willing to put ourselves out there for your entertainment.
Yeah.
And we really don't care.
No.
We really don't care. That's why you're not in the world of entertainment.
That comes natural, and we've talked about that. That not caring comes natural for you. For me, I had to kind of,
Yeah, you had to get over the caring part.
Yeah.
You still care a little.
I still care a little bit. Can't help it.
Narcissists always
But I did. I went YouTube live last night for an hour with Tony. We had a blast. Mm-hmm. So
Party Foul Nation, YouTube, subscribe. I am telling you, Candace, do you care about people's opinions? Does it bother you when people give their opinions? I mean, people always say just good things about you.
Giving their opinions regarding to something I'm doing?
Yeah.
No.
Mark, are you an opinion seeker at all? I'm going to make a point with this. Hang tight.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. I don't care too much.
The people that get me are like, you probably don't want to hear this, or something. They start off with, telling you don't. You may not want my opinion, but, and then they give it to you.
Yeah. Well, opinions are like assholes.
Yeah.
Everybody's got one. I'll tell you this: if the praise of man can complete you, the rejection of man can destroy you. So that's why, as Rudyard Kipling said, meet with success and failure just the same, because they're both imposters. And I'm not quoting the poem but he says, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, treat those two imposters just the same. That's the deal. People are a little too self-important. And plus, I've seen our fan base. I've seen our demographic. So for them to... And it's funny to me, Candace, how many people came out talking about Joe Exotic. Well, at least God gave him a beautiful singing voice. That ain't his voice. That is not him singing that.
He's Milli Vanilli in it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But anyway, we're having fun, man. We're in Studio 22 having a good time. I want to tell you, when I talk about stupid ideas, here's one for you. There's a Florida politician. He's apologized now. He told a public that blowing a hairdryer up your nose can cure the coronavirus. Okeechobee County Commissioner Bryant Culpepper. Now, I'm sure Bryant Culpepper's cousin or somebody's going to send me a text message going, "You need to apologize, my cousin. He was being a good man about all this."
That's the stupidest thing I've heard. That's like some kind of advice I would give him when
exactly.
I do bad advice.
He has a background as a paramedic, Steve.
Ah.
No offense to you paramedics, but I don't really listen to paramedics' advice. God bless you for what you do. But I'm not listening to a lot of paramedics' advice when it comes to a worldwide pandemic. But he said, yeah, you just use a blow dryer. You blow it, hold it in your face, inhale your nose. It'll kill the virus in your nose.
Oh, he's trying to, I get what he's,
He
breathe
said,
in hot air.
sometimes the cures to some of these diseases is very simple.
Breathe hot air.
See, that's the thing, man. Misinformation's deadlier than the virus. Trump was right when he came out yesterday at the presser, and he said, we're going to kill more people trying to prevent this thing. And we're seeing this. This is a sad deal. I got a report this morning. Cook's Children's Hospital in Fort Worth reported 2 more deaths from child abuse.
Yeah.
From child
abuse is way up.
People can't live with their own kids. They're shut in with their own children. And they don't know what to do with them. The kids are home from school. That blows my mind. Like, I understand there's crazy people out there, but they can't be at home shut up with their own kids.
You think we've lost parenting skills?
Oh yeah, they never had them.
Yeah, no,
they never had them.
I agree.
Well, we don't know what to do with our kids anymore. We've allowed either the government to raise them and train them, or we've allowed video games to entertain them. We have not had any interaction. Now we're forced to have interaction with the kids, right? And it amazes me. This is such a telltale sign of our culture because we have not spent any time with our children. And yet, when you get with them, and so you're seeing child abuse cases that are just going through the roof. You're seeing divorce. China has seen a huge spike in divorce because people are having to spend time together.
You know, like when we were kids and we were at home, we were never inside. Our parents, all right, 8 o'clock in the morning. All right, y'all go play.
But that ain't the case in a pandemic. When you got a shelter at home and they're like, nope, stay home, stay in.
Kids can still play outside. My neighborhood is
just not together.
Yeah, they're all playing in their own little.
It's hard to play pickup basketball with a 6-foot radius. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to touch the same ball. You're sweating on each other. And this is a scary thing. So let me give it to you. And I have people who keep wanting to come back to me and say, well, yeah, 2 weeks ago you said that it was this is a non-thing. Okay, well, we've had, 480 deaths in America out of 330 million people. It is still basically a non-thing if you're speaking in terms of the numbers. Now, can it become a bigger deal? How many people have died now, Candace? That was yesterday's number. Have we lost a couple, 20 more? Do we know?
Let me check.
Check on that.
I don't know, but
get back to me on these pandemic numbers. 30,000, 31, 32,000 people have contracted it. And I'm not saying that people aren't dying. They are.
I bet it's 10 times more that. They just hadn't been tested.
Well, people haven't been tested. Jade said to me this morning, she said it would be wonderful if we could do like Korea did, just test everybody. Those who test positive, you quarantine. Because the issue is you may have it and test positive and you don't show symptoms for 14 days. Well, in that 14 days, you've infected 10 other people, right? And those 10 other people, they don't feel symptoms for 14 days. And so now they've infected 100 people. That's how, exponentially this thing works in terms of a pyramid scheme, if you can use that term.
The same goes with normal flu too, right?
I mean,
and I'm wondering if some of the
normally you have the flu, you feel the flu.
Yeah.
This thing hides.
Well, you think some of the side effects of us quarantining maybe help with some other things like that? Just
no,
by nature?
I really don't. I don't think that it will. Candace, how many people have died?
Okay, so as of yesterday, March 23rd, 400 people have died, and there's a total of 33,404 cases in just the United States alone.
So you said 400 have died?
Mm-hmm.
See, I saw a number somewhere that said 471. So let's say between 400 and 500. Out of 330 million people, I have people who are throwing it back in my face saying, 2 weeks ago you said this was a note. No. I never said it was a hoax, and I never said it wasn't a big deal. It is a deal that has to be dealt with. But the president is right. this thing, more people are going to die. They're going to die from going hungry. We don't even recognize stuff like that in America. We don't have people starving to death. Our homeless are obese. But you will have people who will die. I'm already hearing stories of people who elderly neglect in nursing and in assisted care living homes. We have a good friend whose father just passed away because of neglect and abuse. Basically, the nursing home killed him by neglect. They were so focused on other things. You will have people who are going to abuse children. You're going to have people who are going to have heart attacks, and these people that need certain surgeries that are out there that are going to be bypassed. I mean, imagine my situation a couple of years ago when I had to have emergency surgery and they had to cut my guts out. Could I have waited another couple of weeks to have that surgery? Yeah, probably so, but I could have also died in that couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because of what was going on inside of me. And I won't get into all the details. Some of those of you that know. What were you going to say?
But I was just thinking, the child abuse is up too. I'm sure that domestic battery and stuff like that's probably up too. Yeah, I was going to say, like, you're in the same house. It's can't leave or go. I find
myself asking Jade all the time, saying, "What the hell's wrong with you?" What is wrong with you?
Yeah, Tony just rolls her eyes at me.
Oh, I know she does.
All the time.
I know she does. I love this story about this woman who discovered, she was up in Washington State. She discovered that she'd been washing her hands for days thinking it was soap. It was actually a block of cheese. She was, it's out there. And let me tell you something. The stupidity is crazy, Steve. There's so much stuff now. People are on social media so much that the stupidity level that you're being exposed to now is through the roof. I do social media for a living, right? For the last 5 years, I have been inundated with comments and messages and DMs and people sending me memes and videos and stories and I'm on the same internet you're on.
Yeah, I was telling you that people send me stuff to send to you.
Right.
I don't send a thing.
People are like, we got to get this news out there. They shut down the rest area at exit 37 in Wisconsin on Iowa, and I'm like, we got to get this out there? No, I don't have to get that out there. You get it out there. So that's the kind of stuff that we deal with. And it's funny to me, right? Not complaining, but it is funny to me how this thing works. I'm going to give you some alarming numbers in the next segment that should scare you more than these corona numbers are. I'm going to give you some numbers in just a minute, all right? But before we do that, TAC Pack, I love them. The premier monthly subscription box for military, tactical, and Second Amendment enthusiasts, just $49.95 a month. They're going to ship you at least $100 worth of gear from companies like 511, Hex Mag, Mission First, Tactical, Armaspec, and SOG, just to name a few. They're going to ship out AR-15 parts, EDC tools, knives, cleaning kits, and a mix of other tactical gear and apparel directly to you. Sign up today to get your April TAC Pack, which features some of the big-time USA brands like Sons of Liberty, Gunworks, and Black Rifle Coffee Company. Go to tacpack.com, and when you use promo code CHAD at checkout, you're going to get a free bag of extra gear shipped at the same time as your first TAC Pack. So if you're into tactical gear from the best companies for half the price, TAC Pack is for you. Don't forget to use the offer code CHAD to get the freebies, right? So you're going to get that with your first order. Go to tacpack.com. That's tacpack.com. We'll be right back. Hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, I want to remind you, you can also go to Pluto TV, absolutely free. Channel 250 Blaze Live is now there. You can catch us every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, if you're on Pluto TV. Let me encourage you, please, to go and search Chad Prather on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us, and it helps us to continue coming to you on various avenues, which include wherever podcasts are offered. If you prefer listening audio only, maybe on your commute, maybe while you're driving, maybe while you're out there working on the roads. And I want to give a very special shout out, as we are wont to do, to all of our cross-land, cross-country truckers, you men and women out there making sure that the goods are getting brought to us. We are so appreciative and thankful and praying for you. You guys are up against it. I know it's hard. You can't just pull that 18-wheeler through a drive-through, and you can't just walk into a restaurant because they're all closed down. So our hearts go out to you. That's a major issue out there. And I want you guys to know I'm working with some good friends and influencers that are out there. We're trying to find a solution where we're not prohibited, where we can set up in some areas to actually provide meals for truckers. So be praying for us as we get together and brainstorm on these ideas. But we're working on a strategy, and it really does matter to us. Go to watchchad.com. You can get everything there and have a lot of fun. If you're bored and you need some things to do while you're in the house and you're tired of yelling at the kids and having the kids yell back at you, go to watchchad.com. You can check things out and get caught up on some of the old videos. People talk about liking the truck tidbits. Tidbits, that's my new favorite word because he called them tidbits. If you want some of the Chad tidbits, that's usually how my wife invites me to bed. Chad, bring me those tidbits. Get over there, man. There's some old videos you can get caught up on. Not the least of which, of course, is the video on my YouTube for He's Still Your President. Go get it. Do you realize, Candace, that half of the nation's money, half of the nation's cash is possessed by people in their 60s and 70s, all right? This disease is not a disease. Let me just stop myself right there. I've heard people call it a disease. It's not a disease. It's a virus. Huge difference. This virus is specifically attacking people who are older, and people with underlying conditions are really in danger. According to a Harvard research, people 74 and older control 21% of America's wealth. That's $21 trillion. Now, you combine that with those 58 and older, that brings it up to 75% of total wealth that is controlled, and it brings it to $75 trillion. Now, according to Forbes, the least moved by traditional truth, biblical truth, and religious truth are millennials. Millennials stand to inherit $68 trillion by the year 2030. That means the people most open to socialism, most open to progressivism, and these ideas that are being espoused right now in the halls of Congress and in the floors of the Senate are going to inherit the world's wealth, the nation's wealth. That's dangerous. That's scary stuff to think about. So that's far more dangerous than this virus, Steve.
Well, my kids ain't getting shit. They have to work for it. So
it's a true thing, man.
I'm not 70 yet. I don't have a whole lot of wealth built up, so I'm gonna have to get cracking.
All you have to do is just look at the last couple of days of them trying to pass this coronavirus bailout bill, where they're trying to put money in the hands of the American people to help them in this time where small businesses are shut down. Because here's the thing, here's the other dangerous thing. What you have going on is this. If this lasts a month, it's going to shut down some small businesses. If what we're doing now goes on for 3 months, it's going to shut down all small businesses because they can't continue. And I will give a shout out to folks like the Spice Rack in Burleson, who they got their little drive-through. Good food. You go through there, they'll bring it right out to your car.
Sack lunch.
Mark Pagel, our buddy, Rendon Meats. They're slammed, but they're still getting meat deliveries in there. Best Hat Store, where we get American hats come from Best Hats in Fort Worth. Their showroom is shut down, but they're still taking calls. There's all kind of folks out there. If you don't, who are doing everything they can to try to stay in business. Pizza, the Domino's Pizza, right, which isn't a small business, but they've now have contactless delivery. They'll put it out there on your porch, and you don't have to see anybody. All these companies are out there trying to find ways to stay open. We're trying to stay open. WatchChad.com. We're trying to stay open for business. Somebody sent me a thing the other day because now we're on Cameo, right? Cameo's a thing where you can go on there and ask for a personalized video shout out to a family member. Maybe they're having a birthday or whatever. And they've been after us forever to be on Cameo for more than a year, really. And I just kept putting it off. Finally, Allison set it up. We shared it, and somebody's like, "Oh, you're on hard times, huh?" No, but I'm all for doing business and making money. So that's why not? You'd do it if you could. So we're out there. We're doing these things.
I put myself on there, so
yeah. There you go. You can even get Party Foul Steve.
I haven't got it. It hadn't got approved yet.
Well, it's because you're not that famous.
It's like my mom thinks I am, and
they jumped right back on us. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we want Chad Prather."
My mom's gonna have to pay $5 to get a video of me saying, "Hey mom, how are you?"
Yeah. But I would pay for a Party Foul Steve video.
I'm going to give her my Venmo here before long.
Exactly. Oh, and by the way, if anybody wants to Venmo us money, Chad Prather 22, it's out there. I'm a capitalist, folks, and I'm not, people say, that's beneath you, Chad. You have no idea how low I can get.
Cannot believe you would do that.
I would do it. What's your Venmo, Steve?
I'm looking for it right now. I can't find it. I don't even know. What
are you on?
I'm on Venmo. I'm looking at. I don't know my Venmo number. I don't ever. You're the only person that
I'm the only one. I pay you through Venmo.
Yeah.
So okay, back to this point. If this lasts 3 months, all small businesses are going to shut down. What does that mean? Well, not only does that have just gargantuan effects on our communities, but also it's going to make sure that companies like Amazon and Google and on down the line, they're going to become governments in and of themselves. And they are going to rule us in terms of commodities and supplies. And they're going to be the ones who control everything. They're going to control commerce. They're going to control our finances. They're going to control how we live, breathe, sleep, eat, die. They're going to control all of it. You don't want that to happen. So it pisses me off, Candace, to no end whenever they're trying to pass this bailout bill, and whether you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, I have consistently said that in many ways it's a bad idea because it puts you that much more dependent on the government tit. But there are people who need help, and so for that, I'm for it. When they send me money, if they send me money, and I significantly doubt they will, I'm giving my money away. If you send me government money, I already know where I'm putting that money. It will not go into my bank account. I already know where I'm going to put that money because I'm not in a situation where $1,000 or $2,000 is going to significantly change my life. But I know people out there who it will. Now, I'm not doing that to pat myself on the back. I'm just saying I'm putting my money where my mouth is, quite literally, because I don't believe I stored up for a rainy day, right? And who knows? Eventually, you keep having rainy days, you're going to run out of what you stored up. But we tried to be, we tried to be vigilant in preparation over the years. That said, when these House Democrats and senatorial Democrats start trying to pack this bill with crap like airplane emissions and Green New Deal initiatives, such as solar panel credits, it's just like somebody described it as Christmas in March for the Democrats. Like we're just putting a big grab bag and a Santa Claus wish list on our list here, all these things we expect to get, and you're going to hide this inside of this bailout bill. That's a bunch of horse crap, man. That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You're going to try to slide all this stuff in there, everything from abortion issues to it's just stupid. And for those of you curious, you really just need to go see everything that Ted Cruz said yesterday on the Senate floor because he was so eloquent. The point he made, if you haven't seen it, he said, I want to abolish the IRS. He said, but I'm not going to stick that in this bill.
I think it'd be a great idea if he did.
He wants to. I mean, we all want to. Taxation is theft, especially the way they do it with the IRS.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm not going to pack this in a bill when people need help. And I know, you flaming libs.
There's got to be some stuff that the right's trying to stick in too, though.
Okay, well, let's talk about that.
I don't know what they are because I haven't read it.
It's 1,400 pages. Nobody's read it.
Yeah.
Nobody's read it. And I will encourage you guys to go and follow Dan Crenshaw on social media, both his Twitter and his Instagram, because Dan is doing a good job of breaking a lot of this stuff down of what is in there. and summarizes some things. Now, where the Republicans are catching it is the Democrats are saying, well, this bailout is all about you helping big corporations, big companies. This is all about stock buybacks, and it's all about golden parachutes for the CEOs and these kind of things. Now, when it comes to stuff like that, we're all against that. Nobody wants that. I don't want a bunch of CEOs padding their pockets through crisis. Nobody wants that, okay? I am for helping some of these big companies, because with these type of bailouts, and I know you're like, well, these companies don't need money. I asked Jade last night, I said, okay, you work for a major company in healthcare. Would you rather get one check for $2,500, or let's say get one a month, right, as some have proposed for the next 6 months? Or would you rather the company you work for get the money so that you can actually keep your job and continue getting paid? You can answer that for yourself. But for me, I'm okay with helping some of these big companies, because if you help people on the individual basis, you weren't responsible enough to put $2,000 back for a rainy day.
No, I agree.
What are you going to do with this money, right? We're going to talk about it. I want Steve's response. We'll be right back. Got to give a big old shout out to our buddy Mark, man. He just, during that break right there, I know it was just quick for y'all, but Rob Chickering just come rolling in here with about 20 pizzas from CC's. So
yeah,
our buddy Mark just dropped them off. Thanks, pal.
I took a little bite already.
I know. You like Steve jumped up and went running to the pizza. He had to get to it, Candace. Apparently Greta Thunberg has supposedly, possibly, potentially tested positive for the coronavirus. She's in quarantine with her father. Says that it was through close contact of riding all across Europe in a train. Well, I mean, we just mentioned Greta yesterday, and you know, maybe I hope she's got enough toilet paper from killing trees, and maybe she's out there just using leaves that fall naturally or something. I don't want to be mean. Hey, I don't want to be mean, but the thing that I find curious, where I find a little humor, and this is just how I deal with real life, because thoughts and prayers go out to Greta Thunberg and her dad. We don't want anybody hurting or sick or anything else. But where I find the humor is how are all these famous people, with the numbers what they are, right? How are these famous people getting it? How the hell in prison or in jail or isolation did Harvey Weinstein get it?
Well,
it doesn't make sense.
We know how he got that.
I mean, Harvey hadn't done anything kinky in a long time.
No.
But, I mean, how does Harvey get it? How does, who was it, Kevin Durant get it? How does Tom Hanks get it? I mean, it's just weird to me that all these celebrities now have transgender children and coronavirus. It's like the thing to have. Everybody's got them. Anyway, I don't know, man. It's weird. Speaking of weird stuff, you know what chicks are doing now? They're in love with Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo, of course, is the governor of New York, and Andrew Cuomo keeps coming on every day. And these girls he does his press briefings, and these girls say that they're having to get their fix of Andrew Cuomo. How desperate do you girls have to be? There's one lady, 45-year-old divorcee. She's from the Upper West Side. She says she's officially smitten. She says, for me, it was when I heard him say, my mother is light and joy. What also got me was his speaking about family dynamics, disagreeing with his brother about where his mom should be. It's relatable, vulnerable, inspirational. There's nothing hotter than vulnerability in a man. Okay. So someone said, it's like all these women are back in high school. We're all in our pajamas eating ice cream in bed, and he is in a sharp suit looking clean. Is Governor Cuomo single? Not asking for a friend. How could I not fall in love with him? He doesn't use notes or screens. He's smart. His voice is strong. Love, loss, and what I wore. Oh, she wrote the book. That's the name of the book that this person wrote. Yeah. And that's what she said. Yep. I'm almost 85 and finally think I know about men. Oh my God, he's a keeper. He's decisive, calming, gets things. I can't with these people, Candace. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I see what it is.
What did Candace say a while ago?
Yeah, I see what it is. It looks like, she said he looks like Tickle Me Elmo that got run over by a truck. Very descriptive, Candice.
Thank you.
I mean, I understand why he's picking up the chicks, Andy Cuomo. Same way Joe Exotic was picking up all the boys and turning them gay. I get it. 19-year-old boys. Yeah. So that's. I mean, some people just have sex appeal. Andy Cuomo's got it in spades. Fort Worth, our home, Fort Worth, Tarrant County, has now declared a stay-at-home, shelter-in-place thing that starts at midnight tonight, following suit of the 2-day-old shelter-in-place Dallas County report. Dallas County has reported 24 more cases of coronavirus and 2 deaths. There's a Carrollton DPS worker that lied about the test, so that's very interesting. He tested negative, works at Carrollton's driver's license office, lied about having COVID-19. Talk about trying to pick up chicks by being vulnerable.
Trying to take some sick days, sounds like to me.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that was a man or a woman who did that. But, 7 new cases in Collin County, and I know a lot of you folks don't care about what's going on down here in Texas, but Tarrant County, Denton County, Ellis County, Parker County. I feel like I'm doing the local news or something here. Dan Patrick, who's our lieutenant governor, he's a good friend, interesting person and character. He doesn't like shelter in place, Candace. He urges a return to work, said grandparents should sacrifice. Basically, if you're over 70, you take care of yourselves. Don't sacrifice the country for it.
Yeah, I think he's saying for them to stay at home.
Yeah.
That's
hard to do though, because what if you go visit me, Mom, and Pawpaw, and you've been exposed to it? I guess you can't do it.
I talked to my mom this morning, and she goes to the doctor every couple of weeks. That's kind of when she gets out, and she's like, I didn't even want to go anywhere till they told me I couldn't, and now I want to go somewhere.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing. I go back to this whole idea of people saying, oh, my God, I got to stay at home. And then, when you go back to work, you'll be bitching about it because it's Monday and you got to go to work. So we'll see what happens, man. My heart goes out to everybody. I think a lot of this is an overblown deal in many ways, and in many ways we're taking the right precautions. Okay, stay at home a couple of weeks. Got a 14-day incubation period on this thing, 14 days before you're going to show up symptomatic if you're positive. Who knows? You don't know. I wish we had more tests. We could test everybody and see who's got it, see who doesn't have it, and let's move on with our lives in a big way because we have a lot of things at stake here. I burped. It must have been that pizza. I haven't even had any yet, but it's the thoughts of it. I don't know, Steve. I think that we're putting ourselves in a crisis. The virus itself's not manufactured. Well, it was in China. China. It's from China.
Well,
China.
It gives people something to, I guess.
Well, people have finally found, I think I know what you're saying. People have finally found their oppression. They finally found their place where they can legitimize their victimhood. And we've never been through anything in this country. To liken this to World War II, you're stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
And there are people who have done that. To liken this to the Great Depression, you're stupid. You have no idea and no point of comparison in any way, shape, or form. This isn't the Dust Bowl. This isn't the boll weevil. This isn't the Spanish flu. This isn't SARS. This isn't Ebola, whatever you call it, Ebola. The Ebolas. This isn't any of that. This isn't an AIDS outbreak. This is coronavirus. This is a hidden thing that we don't know if we have it or not or could get it. Sadly, there are people losing their lives. There are people who have either been on the front lines. Read a story this week about a doctor and a nurse in China who were on the front lines, 29 years old. One survived, one did not. I've seen pictures of these Italian doctors who have bruises on their faces from where they've been wearing their masks and their goggles and all of these things, and they're wearing them for so long that it's literally bruising their face. And I want to say God bless those that are out there on the front lines. This is a global community we have. This isn't an American problem. This is an everywhere problem. And thank God we do live in America. Where we have the absolute best health care and healthcare professionals in the world. We have the thing that makes it great, Candace, Americans by and large still have a work ethic, and that's what I love. We're not just quitters. you still have those people who get out there in those trucks. And I want to say, those of you out there on the highway, if you're not staying at home, be wary of those truckers that are out there. Let them pass. Let them go. Let them get around you. Don't play cat and mouse with the trucks that they have the stuff that you need. So let them get to where they're going and deliver their stuff. And we are going to figure out some ways to get these folks fed and places to pee, and they're not having to go in these nasty-ass porta potties, up and down the road and figure out places. They can't even take showers in a lot of these truck stops, and the truck stops won't let them in. So it's a crazy thing that's going on out there, but I want you to know that our hearts are with you, and we're going to put effort out there to try to make sure that those folks are not only honored but taken care of. We'll be right back. Well, I will tell you, the Dow's up a little bit today. Popped back up over 20,000. And that, of course, we'll see. By the time this is actually airing, we'll see where it's at. We're about 3 hours behind on that. But anyway, we'll see what's going on. I still feel like we rebound, man. I think if you play your cards right, you invest wisely, there are some ways to make some money and come out of this thing in a very lucrative way. I mean, there really is, Steve. And, don't lose your head when all those around you are losing theirs. Again, I refer back to Rudyard Kipling in that regard. And there are a lot of people out there. There are people out there who are panicked, they're scared, they're nervous. I don't believe in that. I just don't believe in panic.
I have some concerns, but not necessarily panic. I'm not in panic mode yet.
Found dog food yesterday at the PetSmart.
I had your back on that.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So you couldn't get it.
That's one thing. Steve might let a kid starve, but he ain't letting a dog starve.
Nope. We have keep plenty of dog food.
Yeah. So all good. I mean, we had dog food too, but I needed to get some more. Our dogs eat. We got some big dogs. But anyway, it is what it is, man. I want everybody to go where music is offered. Get He's Still Your President. Be paying attention for Quarantine Life that's going to be coming out. It's a fun song, man. That's an earworm. And go to where podcasts are offered, specifically Apple Podcasts. Leave us a rating and review. We need it, okay? I don't like it when we drop out of the top 200. Go to watchchad.com. Do a little shopping. Hang out. You can get some podcast merch. Never more than ever do I want to wear. I mean, I really want to just wear that F the Left shirt all the time after they throw in airplane emissions and solar panel credits in a thing that's supposed to be helping people in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. Man, they piss me off with that stuff. Piss me off, Steve.
My thoughts on that are any money that's given to big corporations should be to secure their payroll for their employees.
If you're
getting rid of employees, you don't get it.
Yeah. And by the way, money is not the root of all evil. The Bible says the love of money. And so we know that there's a lot of greed out there, and there's certainly corporate greed. We're not advocating for any of that, but I want you to keep your jobs. I want you to be able to hang in there, and I want you to be able to keep your small business open. So that is a big deal to us, and thank you for helping us keep our small business open by just simply watching and sharing this show. Go over to YouTube, check us out, and subscribe. Make sure your friends are watching the show. Tell everybody about it, because we're giving you all the hard-hitting news, things like Joe Exotic, all the way down to what Ted Cruz said on the Senate floor. Man, I mean, we just cover it all, Steve.
Yeah, we're kind of all over the place.
There is no other show like us on the Blaze.
No.
They're all a bunch of crazies, end-of-the-world scenarios, and here we are. We don't even wear socks. That's right. We come in here. We're that chill, Candace.
I'm wearing socks.
That chill. We love y'all. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Bye. Steve was starving.